Good morning, Scorpio. Welcome back to Path of Enlightenment Tarot. I hope that you all are doing well and fantastic. Scorpio, it's been a couple of weeks, I think, but Spirit was like, Nicole, love reading for the Scorpio collective. I don't know how I feel about that in the middle of eclipse season, but we're going to go with it. So I said I would try to be open to those things, and Spirit brought it up, and here's a mess. So we're going to do that thing today. So I hope you're doing well. This is going to be for your Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node. Yeah, we're going to go with it from there. So thank you for everybody who's liked, shared, subscribed, commented. I think I've gotten through most of the email requests for personals. If you are interested in a personal reading, the email is in the description box below. Feel free to reach out. I'd love to get you scheduled. Yeah, so let's go with that. So thank you for like, shared, subscribed, commented, booked personals, made donations to the channel members, everybody. Just thank you all so much for the ways you show up here. So forever, ever grateful. I don't know why I wanted to tell you this, but I'm gonna tell you, I went to the chiropractor this morning, and I go pretty regularly anymore, but everything popped. Man, I feel so much more like limber, sore, but limber. So I don't know, maybe somebody needs to go to the chiropractor or something like that. There's one client that I talked to this week, and we did a Reiki session, and I said that to her. So if you're watching, I hope you went. I hope you made that call, right? So I don't know. It's just funny. Spirit, she's watching. Do the thing. Anyhow, so with that being said, let's get down to business here, Scorpio. Let's see what's going on in your love life in the next week to 2 weeks. Spirit is saying it's almost like a quiet, I would say, if you're with somebody right now, married, in a relationship, partnership, where it's almost like your minds meet. Like, it's almost like all the things that are unspoken, like you don't even have to say it. It's like a look, it's a feeling, your intuition, again, heavy intuition here, Scorpio, is kicking in and saying all the things that, could they be said? Sure. Do they need to be said? No, you feel it. So there's something about that, and it's calming to you. And it may even, Spirit saying, take you by surprise sometimes, that things, playfulness and children, there could be children around it. You could have children with this person. But I feel like, thank you, Spirit, more than anything, it's a childlike energy. It's intriguing. It's curious. It's, Spirit is saying inseparable too. So there's something around that. So if you're with somebody at this time, it feels like not a lot needs to be said. Like, you just kind of know. So for those Scorpios who are single, Spirit, let's address the single Scorpios, and then we'll address the ones that are in partnership. Single Scorpios. Romantic feelings. Scorpio, romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. Like, Scorpio, trust issues? Yes. Let go of control issues too, in that allow this situation to unfold naturally. And I will forever use myself as the example, even in my own bullshit, as in literally behind that, stay optimistic about your love life. I'll forever use my own nonsense and my own experiences to kind of put things into human form in ways that maybe tarot doesn't speak to us, or Spirit doesn't speak to us the way we understand it on the 3D level. For those of you that have been here for a while, I've always said I'm not doing love readings, blah, 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 blah. You could call it my own hardened heart space. In Scorpio, when I see this let go of control issues and stay optimistic, this is about, like, you know, it starts with self-love. Let me just start there. If you're single and you're looking, or you're not looking, or you're whatever, and Spirit, I don't want to hear about how you don't want love, because love is universal, right? We have had this conversation with you all before. Yes, I think it's fair to say we've all had shitty relationships or things that really hurt our feelings and maybe even brought us to our knees. And it has hardened our hearts around that. But this let go of control issues is, for some of you specifically, it's if I incorporate somebody into my life, how do they have the ability to create disturbance, or I will feel unstabilized by having to share space or share schedules or whatever that is with another person. Even Spirit, more importantly, thank you, the fact that you have to share yourself. Because it's like, if you've got control of you and you don't let nobody in, then you don't have to worry about those things. At least that's the way you're viewing it. But the reality is, Scorpio, that you can go out and have any interaction with anybody and still get hurt. Truthfully, right? Like, again, I always say, the lady at the line in the grocery store could just be a bitch that day. And now your feelings are hurt because she didn't like your shoes, or you were in her way, or whatever the hell it might be. Spirit's like, we just need, like, don't see everybody under the perception of, this next person is going to do to me what the last person did, or I'm going to have to feel pain if I open myself up. Spirit is asking you to, like, give off. Here's something I usually don't talk about. Wow. To give offerings. So like Aphrodite, as an example of a deity, whatever you believe in, Archangel Michael, right? Emotions, heart space, love. I don't get too much into all that, so bear with me here as I'm giving these examples, because Spirit's pulling it through, so it's not quite my forte. But the offerings, like, you think about love and offering, you could be being called to make like a sacred space in your life for another person, right? Creating space, or creating like an altar type space in your home that brings in abundance of love. So I know, like, fruits and some vegetables and flowers, rose quartz, clear quartz, amethyst, because it opens up your intuition. You can read the room better, kind of thing. But you also have to be open to those experiences, right? And I think Spirit, for those of you that are single and maybe have felt hardened by love or life, where you're like, I'm just going to protect myself, Spirit's asking you to soften yourself. Because I do feel like for some of you, that I get an idea, I guess, or a notice from Spirit here, of feminine energy with children who feel they have to protect them from possibly an ex-partner or the world around them. Or you could also be, and this isn't for everybody, I'm not trying to trigger anybody, but if you're triggered, you need to think about this, that you could have had really shitty childhood experiences with a particular parent. So now you feel the need to protect your child from that situation, or the idea, not really the situation, but the idea of that situation because of past experiences. Like, yes, if you have children and you're dating, it's a package freaking deal. Like, it's, you love me, you love my kids, right? But it's also, for some of you, if you are, and we're leaning into this a little bit, if you are in a partnership, there may be a couple of you, not a bunch, that you may not know where your relationship with your child, like you together, stands with a particular person that has had interest in you or something. It's like they want to take you on, but not the responsibility. You know, it's not like you're looking for a second parent for your kid. It's just that they, you know, again, you come together, right? It's a togetherness. So some of you could have just had a bad experience around that in the past, or someone's telling you or dictating to you how to raise your children, or how you should be doing things. And it's like, I'll do it by myself. And I'm going to tell you, just personal experience. Years ago, I was involved with somebody whose, I'm going to say, mother was like that. Had to have control. What is ultimately being dealt with now as an adult is a narcissist. Because of that over needing to hover and constantly protect. Our children have to have real world experiences too. They have their own soul's journey. We can't protect them from everything. So I hope that's making sense. Like, I'm not saying you're a bad parent, right? Don't take offense to that. I'm just saying, do think about the big picture in the long term, how that can translate into adult life. But if you are dealing with somebody who doesn't accept you and your children together, then they're not for you, right? Unconditional love means you love all parts of me, and your children are clearly a part of you. So even if you've had these not so great experiences, Spirit is asking you to express, at least to your higher power, your guides, yourself, that having love in your life is a real thing and you're worth experiencing that. So they want you to open up to the idea of what that can look like for you, given the right person and perspective. And even if it doesn't happen overnight, Scorpio, like, allow yourself to feel it, allow yourself to believe it, allow yourself to manifest it. Don't tie it to a person, tie it to the traits. You know, this person is going to be honest and loyal and faithful and loving and open and whatever those things are, those important things are for you. You want to manifest from that place, not a fear base, right? When I'm seeing these control issues, control is fear. We're afraid of what's going to happen to us if, well, you're banking on an if and not the reality of what could be, right? So just a note there, Scorpio, heavy for those of you that are, whether you're looking for love or, and even, I'm going to tell you, even too, in friendships, not just romantic partnerships, you have to be open to having those experiences. So, and literally the 5 of Wands and the 9 of Wands. It's like I've had my ass handed to me before and I'm not playing that game. Fair enough, right? Like, you're entitled to feel how you feel, and as you should. But again, don't lump everybody into the same category, okay? And here's the thing, if you're learning the lessons and you're having those experiences, you know better what to look for this time. You're no longer naive and stupid and 22 and trying to figure it out. You've got real world experience now, right? So, and I'm not saying if you're 22 or that age frame, if you're here, that you don't know, but I will tell you, as you get older, mark my words, come back 20 years from now and listen to this and you'll be like, if I would have known then what I know now, right? Like, we've all been there, done that. So 7 of Pentacles. It's just like this feeling of, is the investment even worth it to me because I've invested before? I will say, 10 of Swords. Some of you, oh my. What else for our single Scorpios, Spirit? Literally, Scorpio, singles. 7 of Pentacles, 10 of Swords. Again, been there, done that. Got the t-shirt. It was hard. It was difficult. It always ended up in pain and betrayal. But I was like thinking to myself, right, to Spirit, is there somebody coming in for Scorpio? 2 of Cups, Ace of Swords, Temperance. I heard from Spirit by Sag season. So if you don't have someone in your life yet, again, they're talking about you getting clear. You have the King of Pentacles. This could be a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Does not have to be. But that 2 of Cups is, there is somebody coming into your existence, Scorpio, to help you heal past those past betrayals. They very well too could have experienced something very similar to you. And I'm not going to, do not trauma bond. But they are willing to give grace, and it's like they're coming towards you, hand out an extension, you know. And the Ace of Swords, that sword is being handed down from the universe, right? That hand is coming out of nowhere. The ethers will call it, in Spirit's like, this is going to give you the opportunity to do some healing. So I would say to you, even if this person doesn't stay in your life forever, they want you to be open to the experience of it, because you're going to gain value to yourself. You're going to learn about yourself in this as well. Person to come in for Scorpio singles, Spirit. You're so suspicious. So suspicious. You are. Like, it really is like, it's like Adam Lambert. What do you want from me, right? Hand, look at her hand. She's like, no thanks, you just stay over there. You stay on your side of the room. And I said about Archangel, as I say this to you too, I said about Archangel Michael in the beginning. That's who's on the Temperance card, Scorpio. But Spirit is reiterating, by Sag season, you're gonna have to open up to this. You're gonna have to be, yes, you can have your boundaries. Do have your boundaries. Don't be stupid either, right? Obviously, you've learned a lot. But you also have to play with hope. Okay, you also have to be open to it. And I feel like you're, again, this noisy sound is like a lack of control. You're afraid you're going to lose your own stability. You're not running off in a week and getting married. You're not trading finances. You're having an experience. You can still totally hold your own sovereignty and your independence while having an experience, right? Those are called healthy boundaries. Hold. You're just like, I don't want this. But then there's this part of you that's like, but I've hoped for this. So you could be getting something, Spirit saying, in return that you weren't anticipating. So don't shut down. Don't shut down. You do. This is like, some of you that are single, this is one of these people in the past that they would take everything you've ever told them and hold it against you and over your head later on. They want to know more so they can hurt you in the long run. It becomes leverage, right? And I think that's when you've had that happen to you, been there. That's painful. That's a painful thing to have to deal with. And I won't fault you one iota for being in that state of mind around how badly that can hurt you in many ways. But I will tell you firsthand, not everybody is going to do that to you. You're used to people who hold control over you, and now that you've gotten control of yourself, it's like, no thanks, stay away. It's time to do some deeper healing. If you I'm gonna say, if you want genuine love in general in your life, there's a need to heal that heart space. That needs to be at the forefront of what you need to do for yourself between now and Sag season. Okay. All right. I'll leave that there. Scorpios that are coupled with somebody. Scorpios that are in relationships next week to 2 weeks. Spirit. Religious factors. What is this? Given the times of the world, deception in children. Some of you could have disagreements around, maybe one side is one way, one side is the other, and not seeing things eye to eye. But what I think is interesting, and I've never seen it about this card, children keep popping up in this. This could be, may have a difference on how to raise children, really. But I feel like with this is, if this is a newer partnership, it feels to me like this was divinely orchestrated, or what's the word? Or they're saying orinated, but that's not a word. That's not originated. I don't think that's the right word either. But even if you're in a long-term commitment, you've been married 30 years, you may see all of a sudden your desires for things in life seem to start to mesh better, and divinely orchestrated. Thank you, Spirit. It's almost like maybe your spouse was very rigid, and all of a sudden they're out there petting puppies, and you're like, are you okay? Like, I've always been the soft one. Where did this side of you come from? I've been married to you for 30 years. You just getting softer in your old age? Like, what's going on? But it's actually more of a spiritual evolution that this person, and likely you, are kind of coming together in. It seems almost odd how it happens. So what else about this religious factors for the Scorpios that are partnered? Calling in your soulmate, keep an open mind. Pay attention to the red flags. What's behind that? You deserve love. Again, this is like somebody, Scorpio, your partner feels to me like they may not have been enlightened to certain parts of life, or they have been, and maybe they just didn't feel like they had the opportunity to grow in it, or they've had a closed mind to it, and now all of a sudden they're like, whoa. They just kind of start acting different, doing different, being open to things that you've never seen them be open to before. And when I look at this, pay attention to the red flags. Like, I don't see it as like something is wrong. I'm seeing it as something that kind of catches you by surprise, that maybe a red flag that you saw in the past. Oh, I see popular. Sorry. There's something that they were not yet open to, and there's like some spiritual experience here, Scorpio, that is either happening to this person or between the two of you that is like, I could be a more loving partner. I could be more attentive. I can be just super close to you, Scorpio. I want to give you more, and I'm sorry if I let my rigidness or my temper get the better of me. You two mirror the shit out of each other. Like, you mirror each other and you support each other. And there's something about your ability to, Scorpio, oddly enough, play well with others. It's like WrestleMania in the living room, cats. They're all of a sudden open to hearing what you have to say. Or they're open to whatever little tricks, or I'm Spirit's calling it tricks, but it feels like, again, like divine intervention. Like there's something that's happening with this person that it's like, I say it to you all the time. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. Once you know it, you can't unknow it. So it's like the angels are working overtime with your person to get them to just be a kinder, gentler, softer soul. And again, even if you've been with them for a long time, you may just start to see things emotionally switch for them, where they're becoming more open and going, let me do for you, Scorpio. Let me love you, Scorpio. Let me help you, Scorpio. And again, it's kind of like you're checking their temperature, going, are you okay? Are you sick? Like, that's how I feel about this. Pay attention to the red flags. Like, you're like, again, are you okay? Are you all right? And look at that, sticking out, commitment. They're investing more into the partnership moving forward, and it's like, and I said to you too in the beginning, it's like there's an unspoken something between you and whomever. And look at this, the I'm sorry card, the unspoken apology. Like, even if they don't out loud say to you, I was wrong about this, or when I said that or did that yesterday, last week, 15 years ago, they're starting to realize a fault within them, and they're trying to, and I kind of like this. I mean, is it nice to have the communication? Yes, we need communication. But the fact that they're not just talking about it, they're actioning it. Actions speak louder than words. So them doing is proof of changed behavior as well. Okay, I want to say it that way. I like this though. I think it's good. I think it's healthy. Girls, Queen of Cups sideways, Knight of Pentacles. Like, they see an emotional difference within you. It's almost like they're watching or gauging your emotions, Scorpio, like your responses to things. And that's how they're learning more about you, too. And again, this could be someone you've been with for years, but all of a sudden, like, all of a sudden they understand social cues. Like all of a sudden it starts to make sense for them. What else? The Magician. I feel like whatever this is, this difference in headspace or minds or ways of being is coming to a close. Like, they know what they want with you. Literally jumping from the Magician to the World card. Five of Wands in the background of that is like, I want to put this to bed. Like, let's deal with competing schedules. Let's deal with the shit of the world. Let's put, like, there's something specifically that you are mastering that shows them that the next level, right? The next stage after the World card is ready to open up for the both of you. And the Knight of Wands, they're coming in, and they're coming in pretty quickly. Two of Pentacles. And I feel like, with the Ten of Cups too, they're understanding there's something about the past. And it could have just been a past argument if you've been together for a while that they need to leave behind. For others of you, this may be a past relationship, past circumstance in their own life prior to you that they've had to work through. And they didn't shut themselves off. They didn't shut themselves down, but they've had to learn how to balance and juggle priorities different situations, letting things go that are just, they're no longer eager to please Scorpio. Thank you, Spirit. Anybody but you. Nine of Pentacles, Scorpio. The Fool. The Fool, the Ace of Cups, the Three of Wands. They're ready to expand on this next journey with you. And I don't know that they're taking the lead, because I feel like you're hand in hand partnered up together. But there's a new potential beginning in any connected partnership where I feel like they're not certain of how this works, but they're willing to, Spirit, go the distance. They're willing to try and put their fears aside and take control over themselves so that they can move forward with you in whatever stage of your relationship this might be. So I feel like this is a nice little love reading for you guys, singles or not. 25:52 on the clock. Any last bits here, Spirit, for anybody? Last bits for the Scorpios in love. Scorpio, I love it. It gives me the warmth and the fuzzies. Date night. Plan a date night. Like I said, if you're single, just go out and go have dinner. Go have the experience. They might be the night of your dreams. They might be another God-blessed frog. Kiss a few frogs and send them packing. Send them back to the swamp. For those of you that are in that relationship where this person is opening up to things, they just want to show you how much they love you. They just want to show you how much they're committed to this. They want to give that to you. Moving. Some of you could be, there's some challenges around a movement. I said communicating too, right? There's something here about distance. It's almost like they have to separate. If you're not living with your partner right now, they have to kind of like navigate some challenges, is what I'm going to say to you. They have to navigate some things. And I think that they may not be communicating this to you, but it's like almost like an unspoken, like, you know, and they know, and intuitively and spiritually, you're trusting them to handle it. And you're just kind of waiting patiently. Like, you're still doing what you need to do, which is good. Like, you're showing independence of each, you know, of yourselves, and then coming together, right? And then this challenge and moving is like they're trying to figure out how this would all work. Some people may be retiring, I'm hearing also. So it's like, now that I'm retiring and I'm going to be home more often, what do we want to do? So there's a next level up leveling here. And some of you could be moving in with your partner, or they could be moving in with you. But it's going to be a happy home, happy life. This has long-term, good to go, let's make this work written all over it. I like that, Scorpio. So with that, I'm going to leave it there. I like this. I don't feel so bad about doing a love reading right now because this is cute. So, all right, Scorps, I'm going to leave it there. I hope you all are doing well. Take care. Sending you love, and see you soon. Bye-bye.